I haven't seen enough.
Yeah, but we need to wait for.
Oh, okay. Still waiting.
Go ahead, sorry.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Muleys. Heritage Huddle today. We didn't have an all-call for your schedule, so next week we're going to be doing the Tuskegee Heritage Flight that occurred last week. We were going to have it today, but a lot of the crew members aren't going to be around because they have medical appointments and other things going on. So we're going to dedicate next week's all-call to that Tuskegee Heritage Flight along with the other normal all-call stuff. So make sure you're around for that next Friday. No real admin notes that I have for you for this week or this weekend. Next week will just be business as usual for the Muleys. A few missions that are coming down, one leading on the 8th and then 2 more on the 12th, right, March. So things are starting to pick up. So stay tuned for that. Make sure currency is clean. For today, we're going to read history excerpts as usual, and then we're going to have no farewells for the loadmasters, no farewells for the pilots. Engineers, do we have any farewells? There's no chief engineer, so that will go no. We'll catch back up next week for the Heritage Huddle on any leather jackets or farewells. And then we're going to have our own farewells for 2 of our members, Berkeley, Cade, and Captain Bodalski here at the very end. So without further ado, history. Caleb Kelsey.
History for today, considering a lot of what's going on around the world, storms and things, I felt it appropriate to highlight how much humanitarian relief we've done in the past. This is with Hurricane Hugo relief back in 1989. On September 17th through 18th, 1989, Hurricane Hugo, one of the strongest hurricanes to ever pass through the Caribbean, slammed into the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. The storm initially did $6 billion in damage to the islands, killing 27 people and destroying or damaging 100,000 homes before moving on to the East Coast. Coming onshore in South Carolina, moving through Virginia and New York, the hurricane did a further $6 billion in damage, killing another 24 people. The Virgin Islands and 53 countries or counties in the Carolinas were declared disaster areas. A total of 75,000 people were left homeless. MAC was called upon to deliver relief supplies to the Virgin Islands beginning on 19th September, 3 days before the territories were officially declared disaster areas. Operation Hawkeye, as the relief effort became known, consisted of MAC units from all over the United States flying food, clothing, and water purification and shelter supplies to the stricken regions. Travis Home Station departures in support of Operation Hawkeye totaled 23 aircraft, 18 of which were C-5s. 13 of those were flown to the 22nd MAS. By 26 September, more than 3,000 personnel and 5,000 tons of supplies had moved through Travis Air Force Base. Although these were respectable figures, the Travis contribution was just the tip of the iceberg. 26 individual flying units had flown 127 missions by 26 September. The official relief airlift ended on 7 November when equipment deployed to the Virgin Islands was returned to its bases in Texas and elsewhere.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. We've got humanitarian airlift is kind of something we do all the time, right? Whether we're moving beans, bullets, howitzers, what have you, that's something cool. Humanitarian relief operations, HUMRO, you see EPRs and OPRs, are something that's just inherent to what strategic airlift is all about, and we do it very, very well. So that's good stuff. So thanks for sharing that. Okay, Berkeley Cade. Where's she at? Come on up here. You can stand to my left. So we get to, I love, well, so I hate, it's a love hate, right? So I love highlighting all the achievements of what our amazing mules, each and every one of you do during your tenure here in the Double Deuce. That, you know, speaking of that legacy that you leave when you put your patch up in the foyer here is part of what we do. But it's the hate part that what I really dislike is losing quality individuals. But you know, like anybody or any, you know, like a rising star, you can't hold on to it. You know, they're going to go on and do bigger and better things. Yes, there are bigger and better things in Double Deuce, believe it or not, that they can go achieve in their lifetime, right? Because it's about a life of memories and a life of achievements and dreams. So that said, those of you that have worked with Berkeley either here in Garrison or have flown with her on the road know that she is 100% dedicated to anything she sets her mind to. She's extremely hardworking. She's a caring woman with a capital C, put that all in caps, she's caring. And then she always has a smile on her face. I guarantee you have one right now underneath that mask. And it's infectious, right? So, you know, whenever I flew with her on the road on a couple missions, or whether it was here in Garrison and she was working in transition flight, she stood up a lot and really revolutionized the sponsor program. She was always had a smile on her face. She was always happy to be doing what she was doing, even though it was 120 degrees in the box and we were like in Gate Garcia and it was 120 or wherever. She was always, it seemed like she was having fun. She truly enjoyed what she was doing. And I just thank you for that, because that, it is infectious, right? And you see someone who's part of your team is really enjoying what they're doing. That kind of flows to those of us that are working with her. She, in those past 2 years, she's been here, it's been almost 2 years, I think 2 years is in April. She's achieved a lot of things. So for one, she flew 659 hours, 74 of those combat. She absolutely crushed her upgrades. So during the STRP, Squadron Training Review panels, we would have once a month in training. She would consistently be ahead of her peers in timeline and also in quality when she was checking off all those syllabus items. It was a rising star from the beginning in the Double Deuce. Like I already mentioned, she revolutionized the squadron sponsorship program, which in other units, no, that's just something you do. But in the Double Deuce, we are absolutely focused on onboarding each and every person that comes through, whether it's Muley 101 or the first time you walk to the front office and are greeted by an exec or Christina, or you make your way back on transition flight and you meet your flight commander and the rest of the leadership team back there. That's big, right? Because that's your first experience either in airlift or in the United States Air Force for many of our young loadmasters. And we had 1,000% increase in our student load rewinding back to like 2017 before we bought back those jets. So all that work is monumental in onboarding every new muley that comes to the Double Deuce. So Berkeley, thank you for that. That legacy is going to live on for a long time. And she incorporated a lot of her previous experience as a mental health tech coming on to the Double Deuce, and really it made transition flight what it is today. There's more than just the admin piece. It's a lot of the care that I kind of talked about in getting those folks that are new to the Air Force, new to the Double Deuce, knowing what we do, right? And knowing if someone's there for them when they fall a little bit, right? When you have a bad ride and you hook your check ride or hook your rec ride or just a normal ride or something, or just have a bad day, someone's there to pick you back up again and make sure that you're ready to hit it the next day even better. During our outbrief interview, which I love to do with each and every one of our members, we talk about what her most proud moment was, or what she's most proud of her active duty service before she moves on to the reserves down in Florida, is achieving her dual quals. And that's a big deal, right? In 5 years, achieving dual qualifications as a mental health technician and also a mission loadmaster in the C5. That is a big deal, and that's super cool. And talking about making someone well-rounded, tactically, strategically, you know, the whole person concept, that's big. So no doubt proud of that. Her favorite memory was a space cargo mission, and this is one that was heading down to Hurlburt in Florida, and it broke, weird. A lot of like have you noticed like a lot of the favorite memories always involve Fred breaking in a cool place with a cool crew, which is all the time, right? And going to do some cool stuff on Uncle Sam's dime while you know our maintainers are fixing our amazing jet. So down at Hurlburt, there's a space cargo mission. Who was it? Walker, Mellish, and Thompson. Yeah, I mean, that was good times, right? Along with the rest of the crew. Just enjoying that beach life, which you're gonna go do here in the future shortly. Best advice. So when I first met Berkeley, got to fly with her on the road and just interactions, I was just enamored of how mature she is. Like she has an air about her and a mind that's well more mature than, but then 22 years old, now 24, than what you would expect to see in a normal, airman, now staff sergeant. It's way more mature than what I'm used to. And obviously that rubbed off on her upgrade and others that are around her. She leads as a peer. Her advice to the team: embrace the evolving military, and it is evolving. Listen to the next generation. And she left us with a quote. And it's, enjoy life. There's plenty of time to be dead. Does anybody know who said that? Enjoy life. Who?
Jesus Christ.
No. Plato actually said that. So some wise words from Plato, look it up, that she shared with us. So the question is where she headed to. So Florida, I kind of already alluded to that. She's going to go down to Tampa, be at the University of Tampa. Still not quite sure what we're going to major in, but that's why the GI Bill is amazing, because the first 2 years you can kind of figure it out and then go from there. She's also going to be standing up her clothing line, which is Cade Company, right? That's flipping awesome. Right? Talk about chasing your dreams and having goals that are attainable and meeting them. I mean, that's Berkeley Cade, right? Her entire life is just on a rocket ship. So I just want to say thank you for what you've done here in the Double Goose. Thank you for your active duty service in the United States Air Force. And I know you're going to do amazing things either on the civilian side or when you're in the reserves down in Tampa. Is it Eglin or McDill? McDill. Okay. So that's good stuff. So we have one more official piece of business before I turn it over to Berkeley and she needs to say a few words. So let's publish the orders.
Attention to orders. This is to certify that the Air Force Achievement Medal has been awarded to Staff Sergeant Berkeley E. Cade for meritorious service, 25 May 2019 to 10 May 2021. Staff Sergeant Berkeley E. Cade distinguished herself by meritorious service as C5M Loadmaster, 22nd Airlift Squadron, 60th Operations Group, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Sergeant Cade's aviation acumen was showcased when she guided a 38-member team through a no-fail, high-visibility spacelift mission. Her contributions were instrumental to the successful airlift of a $4 billion next-generation satellite, which advanced communication capabilities for the United States Air Force and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Additionally, Sergeant Cade was hand-selected to manage the squadron sponsorship program during a 1,000% student influx. Under her stewardship, she assured a seamless transition for 62 personnel and their families and was critical to her flight winning the Team of the Quarter award. Finally, as a mental health technician, Sergeant Cade excelled as an instructor for the Goodfellow Air Force Base Suicide Prevention Course. In this capacity, Sergeant Cade and her team educated 650 airmen on suicidal warning signs and worked diligently to remove the stigma associated with seeking treatment for mental health issues. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Cade reflect credit upon herself and the United States Air Force.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Congrats. One, two, three's gonna happen. Okay. Okay, we're gonna rotate. Congrats. Absolutely. All right, want to go up. Oh, we do have flashes. Often imitated, never replicated. Double D scale flash. Just keep the app open.
Thank you. Thank you. I know it's been short, it's been 2 years, but coming from a whole other world of medical, this is awesome. Like, I never thought I'd be able to travel the world and do all this, and you guys are awesome compared to the last phase.
Say everybody else. Wants to compare everybody.
You really are. I have zero complaints, and that is rare leaving a base. I had a lot of complaints from my last job, and this has just been awesome. I have zero complaints even here, zero problems. Leadership here is not like anything anywhere else, and I would encourage you to take advantage of it and soak it all in if you have to move or you do separate. So I'm sad to leave, but I'm very excited. Thank you to every single one of you. I appreciate it.
Mark Bodalski, come on up here. Mark. So the first of 3 upcoming Rodolagio PCSs. Yep, it's the closing of a chapter. It's the closing of a fun-filled home. Oh yeah, that says everything right there. No, so where's Sparky? He was in here. He's hiding. There he is. So you look at that and you're like, man, what a bunch of goofy clowns. Which outside of work, they're a blast, and I can 100% back that up. But when it gets down to business, like these are who you want to be flying with, right? When you're out on the road, like those are your instructors, those are your leaders on the road, both in garrison and flying. That you want to go out and they're going to go out and crush it. They're going to absolutely crush it, and they're role models for those young first pilots that are in the room and hopefully watching online. So, Mark Bodalski, and first pilots, I want you to pay attention. So, I'm going to go over a few achievements here. Listen very carefully about what success looks like in maximizing your first tour. His first tour in the Air Force as a pilot. Okay, he made nearly 2,000 hours in the C5. I said it, 2,000 hours, right? In just over 4 years. That's a lot of flying. But there's more. He's chief flight commander. That is a big deal, guys. From another first assignment flight commander, that doesn't happen very often. Maybe 1 in like 15 or maybe 1 in 20 first assignment folks make flight commander. Not only make flight commander, they do an amazing job as flight commander and graduate. And not every flight commander graduates, okay? Sometimes things go awry, sometimes make some bad choices because there's some judgment there, and they get relieved. But Mark did an amazing job. Not only did he hit the status quo of what I expect from a flight commander in tactics flight, he took tactics flight to the next level. We all know this MSTT concept. Really, it's an OST aircraft on steroids, right? That goes to different locations around the world. He was instrumental in working with Aguilar, working with many other folks who are in this room and online to make this a 4-star approved program. That's like the highlight of AMC right now, believe it or not. Like all I'm getting is like, oh, this is amazing. You guys are geniuses. And I'm like, yes, this is all true. But please giving us what we asked for, okay? Because that's the bottom line is we get what we asked for. We couldn't have had it all go down without Mark being back there leading his team. And it's the leadership like that a squadron commander and on up look for in future leaders. And he's going to come back. I guarantee you that. Maybe not in the C5. I hope in the C5, but in some capacity, he's going to lead. He was also selected as a space cargo module IP. Again, you gotta have good hands. So not only is he good as a leader, he's good at flying. And those of you who've flown with him, right? Even when I flew with him to, when we were going into Oshkosh, right? You were there, AC, going to Oshkosh, Heather Denny was with us. Even though we had a break fire, it was a really good landing. It wasn't his fault. I'm gonna test it wasn't his fault. I thought I was getting fired that day, but as a DO, but it was an amazing trip. But he led that team as well in a very challenging situation. I think when we had the fish finder up, looking for all the other jets, we had like 32, I think. We had RAs over RA over RA flying into Oshkosh with all those VFR aircraft. It was hair raising, but we did it very well. And Mark was leading us. He was at the helm. Another thing you don't know, we haven't done a multimodal stage deployment, kind of like our deployment to C5, for over 1.5 years now. We're very selective on who we have as our stage managers. There's usually 2. There's one lead who's at Rota, usually a field grade officer, and then there's some high-speed captain we pick, and a lieutenant with him is a lieutenant to pledge, to be the downrange stage manager. And I would argue that one is more stressful, the other one's just harder. So the stressful one is going to be the one at Rota, because you're dealing with TACC and the 1-star calling down and asking why isn't this moving and what's the maintenance status. And this is stressful. But the harder one, I'll attest to you because I was it in 2011 in Kandahar, was a downrange stage manager. Why? You don't have support. People are shooting at you. It's crappy and dusty. Crews are tired and they're angry and they're upset and all they want is food, Wi-Fi, and a place to sleep. And sometimes you don't have all of that, right? So when he was there, he was begging and borrowing and pleading for anything and everything that the team needed to get through. It was Bonner at that point, right? It was Gannard, Bonner. Not easy, guys, not easy, because you have absolutely no support there. You really don't. You're a captain, and the base commander's a 1-star, and everyone in between is supporting the mission there. They don't care if C5 is coming through and doing a retrograde for a helicopter unit. So Mark did that exceedingly well. Every week getting updates, all I heard from the crews and also Major Neville at the time was, Mark's crushing it. There's no other way we could have gotten this done without Mark. And I'm not buttering his bread. I'm buttering his bread. I'm being absolutely serious. All these achievements didn't happen by accident. If you know Mark, like, he's the super fun guy you want to go have a beer with, or if you're broke somewhere, you want to go out to see Paris or wherever you're at to go do something fun, because he's awesome to go have fun with. But he's also the one you want on your team when crap goes wrong in the jet, okay? Because he's that good. He's that good. These things didn't happen by accident. He's an absolutely dedicated professional. He has high standards for himself, and he often exceeds them. A lot of us talk about, hey, when you get to a new unit, you want to hit the ground running and set a good precedent for yourself. Mark hit the ground running and sprinting, and he never stopped. And he's leaving us, headed over to Yokota to fly C-12s. So he's gonna be doing DV airlift all across PACOM. Super, super cool. You don't just send anybody to go fly the C-12 with the general on the back. So Mark's gonna go do that. He's been a CLO here, he's been a scheduler, and we went from taking many of our paper products to digital, so he was huge behind that. Was a squadron exec from commander transition between Colonel Pollock and myself. He was a tactics flight commander, like I already talked about, the MSTT stand-up. During our interview, it was bittersweet. We laughed a little bit. We just reflected on different people in the squadron, different memories. What was he most proud of? I kind of already alluded to it. It was actually his deployed stage manager operations, which I 100% support and believe that's something to be proud of. I'm proud of my opportunity to do that as well. Favorite memory was actually, this speaks to Mark's character. He rarely asks about anything for himself. It's always about somebody else. It's always about his team. It's always about a fellow officer. He's a collaborator. And that's one thing that I hold in super high regard, officers and NCOs. If you're a collaborator, you're not looking to make yourself that good, you're out making the team better. He was always doing that. So his favorite memory was actually when Major Adam Smith, where is he in the room? Yeah, was selected for Major, right? And that was an emotional event for me, emotional event for Adam, obviously. And Mark, that was his most favorite memory. Just super cool, like bring us a little bit to like some light. It's liquid testosterone, it's not tears. That just joyful tears, this stuff goes down. Liquid testosterone, that's right. So, I mean, that's just super wholesome. That's who Mark is. His advice, and listen to this, get to know the team. Don't hole up during COVID, get out and enjoy the Double Deuce family. It's a huge part of our culture. Couldn't have said any better. So, head to C-12s, Yokota. With that, one more official piece of business. Let's publish the order.
Attention to order. This is to certify that the Air Force Commendation Medal has been awarded to Captain Mark S. Bodalski for meritorious service 11 November 2016 to 7 November 2020. Captain Mark S. Bodalski distinguished himself by meritorious service as Tactics Flight Commander, 22nd Airlift Squadron, 60th Operations Group, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Captain Bodalski's expertise was instrumental in procuring the MAGCOM Service Tail Trainer, an 18-month concept of operations for loadmaster and maintenance training, approved by a 4-star combatant command general. He ensured success by orchestrating 8 off-station training missions, which moved 690,000 pounds of cargo and completed 22% of syllabus training for 15 loadmaster students. Additionally, as the lead downrange multimodal stage manager, he coordinated over 69 combat sorties to deliver 59 Army helicopters and 6.9 million pounds of cargo, saving the Department of Defense $50 million in delivering critical combat capability to joint forces. Finally, in support of the United States Space Force, he led 3 space container transportation missions, safely delivering 3 assets worth $6.4 billion, ensuring space superiority for the United States. The distinctive accomplishments of Captain Bodalski reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Present proudly. All right, let's rip it.
Got that one.
All right, we did this one right. The floor is yours.
Thanks everybody for coming. A lot of good memories here from my Dallara to my last mission. A lot of fun times. The squad has seen me at my best and my worst, and thanks for all the support on the way. Tactics, you guys are great. I appreciate everything you guys did for me and what we've all done together. You guys are awesome. I'm not going that far. Dakota is not that far. It's far away, but we go. It's pretty good.
Not far from Fred.
Yeah, we go direct there all the time. You've got my phone number. I'm trying not to change it, but Facebook, you can definitely get a hold of me. And I'll try and stay in Slack if somebody kicks me out, if that works too. But definitely let me know when you're passing through, and I hope to be back at some point. So thanks for all the good times. I appreciate it.
Awesome. I think Mark, did you provide the beverages?
I got some of them, yeah.
Yes, we got some beverages here, courtesy of Bodalski. That's it, guys. Okay, so I didn't have the all call today, so I'm gonna do the standard. Make sure you call your mom, call your dad, call your brother, sister, reach out to your buddies, slide into the wholesome DM. But seriously, it's beautiful out. I'm gonna let you guys go. Get the heck out of here, all right? Enjoy the outdoor weather. Make sure you're getting some good PT. Got 2 miles of intervals done this morning myself out the track because I'm trying to hit that hard. So make sure you guys are doing the same, whether you're with the small teams on Monday or as a larger group here eventually, once COVID kind of takes a dip. With that, that's all I got, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and the weekend. Woo. Where's Garrett? You're the tallest.